Okay, yes, I'm going to start off with this potential little scalp opportunity. Um, it's it's a bit risky, I suppose, since this liquidity grab here yesterday, we've shifted the internal bearish. You can see that continually just making lower lows and lower highs. So this could be just yet another lower high, and we could be making that move down. The case against that is that this, yeah, it broke internal structure, but it didn't really break anything significant from this swing structure we're playing within. So this is a little bit messy because we're ranging, but this is effectively what I'm working with right now. I'm looking at these lows here. You can see these are significant lows. This was the low here that broke the previous high. You can see that was the lowest point, and this was a clear breaker structure. You're getting 15-minute candles closing above the previous high. So when we get that retrace into discounted prices, we're simply looking for long opportunities. That's what happened yesterday. Got a really nice long. It was exactly what I was talking about. Well, not exactly what I was talking about, but it was effectively a decent trade because we were looking at demand and liquidity, and we were looking at discounted prices. So if you take a look at yesterday's trade, you can see these were the Asia lows. This was around the daily open. As soon as I got my alert set off there, I was happy to jump in the trade because I could see that the liquidity's been taken. I put my stop below the low that's just been made, and then I pretty much just leave my computer and let the trailing take over, and come back like an hour later and I find that I'm still in the trade. So at that point, I recognized that this is a decent resistance. You've got a 50-minute supply right there. So I took off all my position there with about 44, 45 ticks profit. Very, very good move. Very happy with that. And it turned out to be a perfect take profit as we fell back down. Unfortunately, it fell into the more ideal level of the day. Right at the close, so it wasn't something I was looking at. I wasn't happy to trade there because I wasn't even paying attention. Add to the fact that when I did my analysis, we were probably around here, so I was looking for a dip into this level before the New York and everything and the day carried on. So it didn't really get that, so it felt like it ran off and it was just going to leave that trade behind. So when it kept going and going, it took out this high here. I'll talk about that in a sec. But it just kept going. But eventually, when it managed to come down and grab there, it was such a simple long for me. I was straight into that. The liquidity at Asia lows, daily open, it was beautiful. So happy to take that trade. And now I'm looking at this as a potential long opportunity, based on what I've just said about being in an area of interest on the higher time frames. I'm looking for the ideal situation of this supply here. This is clear resistance right now. I want to see a break above here, 15-minute closing candles, and then I want to see a retrace into discount. So we'll pull a fib at that point. We'll go from here to here, let's say. We want to pull a fib into there. We want to get into the discounted prices. We want to find the demand, or maybe around daily open, and that's where we're going to take our very clear confirmation long setup. That's going to be the beautiful setup of the day for me. Probably on the target new highs, to be honest. Probably target up to this supply zone right there. Really nice 5R potential. The riskier entry, if you're feeling a bit crazy, which I may potentially do one contract, simple enough stop. I may do it. We'll see. The entry you could potentially look at is right now you're hitting into resistance, but you've had a really nice injection of volume from London. If you get that retrace now into these discounted prices around this demand zone, around daily open, if you can hold daily open, then you've got a nice long setup potentially, and you could target those highs for a quick take profit one. You could have your stops below right there. You can have a take profit one there, and if you do break ahead, then maybe you can compound on a retrace. So that's a potential way to play it. I'd definitely keep your stop below there. If you're getting below there, then you've lost this demand here, and clearly London doesn't want to make this go higher, if that makes sense. Let me just show that a bit more visually. You've got London opening up here, and this is a nice area of demand, and then they've had that down move and below daily open. Now it had that big move up out above daily open. So if this demand here is intent on making the rest of the session bullish and is holding this daily open, then this demand zone will not fail. And if it does fail, then it's not a trade, it's not a valid trade anymore. So then you need to be looking at lower pricing. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah, yesterday that high here was really, really nice. You can see that was this high here, the idea being that this supply zone that I was talking about had been tapped multiple times. I was expecting the high to go, wasn't able to catch the short, unfortunately, but I was expecting a swing failure of that high. I was not expecting the supply zone to hold as resistance, and this is where we're at right now. You can see that the value area high has shifted to the new high here, so there's been market participation at these highs, of course, because we've been ranging. The volume, the point of control has shifted up, as you can see. We're now in a high region of volume. What else are we looking at? It's our current range. We'll check out the scalping information. So yeah, we've got previous state EQ, which was a perfect bounce there after taking Asia lows. So we took the liquidity, we've got the bounce out of London. If we get the retrace into the daily opens now, which is also previous day value area low, it's a decent enough long to be going for. But I'm gonna just put my orders in. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm not gonna show you this because I don't want to dox myself, but let me just see. We're bouncing on the current session VWAP, so let's get that in there. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you can see we're on the VWAP at the minute. I don't really like trading VWAP unless I've seen the structure. So say for instance, if this was already broken these levels above and we got 15-minute candle closes above here and then we retraced into the VWAP, I'd be much more inclined to take that. But right now, you haven't really seen a decision point, and London hasn't long been open, or it's been open for 2 hours actually. So I suppose you're getting a bit more of a decision point here. I would prefer getting the daily open, this demand, and then you've got a clear stop below there, the previous state EQ. Like I said, if that fails, then it's not really a valid long. The cleaner, more precise setup, or more confirmation setup, less risky setup, is taking out that supply there, getting the break above, coming back in, grabbing that long position there. You've got a clear stop in mind, and then you can target those highs from yesterday. Really, I think this is a great place to target. I wouldn't expect too much of a reaction from that, especially because you've now shifted the internal structure bullish again, so this is no longer in control. The bulls are in control, so and plus it's got no liquidity in front of it, really. It's just a straight move down, so that's potentially a really good target on the day. So yeah, in a nutshell, still bullish until proven otherwise. It's going to take a lot really for me to be shifting my bias. It's going to take multiple candle closes in these lower regions here. It's going to take this key level to go, and then I'm going to start looking at this larger move. Really, when we start breaking below and closing this 4 hour, so there's the new key level, really. Let's say that, if we start breaking below that on a 4 hour close, then I'm definitely going to be shorting this. I'm going to be selling stocks, and I'm more than likely going to be making a fair bit of money on that, because we may get some serious FOMO at that point. So not FOMO, but disbelief. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a really nice moment when that happens, but I'll be sure to let you know when it does. We're just looking for simple strong lows to be lost and real signs of weakness to enter the market, and at that point we can start getting shorty. But for now, I'm still looking higher. I'd see that high probably go, and see that high probably go, and we've made it, like I said yesterday in the trading room, we've made it up to these highs here, which are obviously the highs of the year. We've made it up to these almost 90 odd percent, 88%. It just makes sense to come and play around with that supply. We've got we're in this bullish structure like I've been talking about. There's your breaker structure here. That was a strong high. Why is it a strong high? Broke structure. You've then come up and you've broken out of that. Okay, now you've got the retrace. You dropped into an area of discount. That was the 50% mark right there. You've collected some liquidity. You've collected some demand. So the anticipation is that you continue this bullish trend and that we will be going up and breaking this week high. Okay, so the anticipation is, in terms of a higher time frame market structure, is that we will be breaking those highs eventually. So in my mind, I don't see why we should be bearish at all unless market structure gives us more signs. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll leave it there. This is the trade we're looking at. Looks like VWAP is bouncing, which is really annoying. But yeah, I'd rather either wait for my confirmation, buy close above these highs, get the retrace and the long, or just wait for the potential higher RR risk entry, which is obviously you're looking for the daily open 618 and below, 0.5 below. You're looking for the demand zone there. So yeah, that's it, and I'll just finish up with that. I'll just finish up with a nice little graphic so we can put that as the thumbnail. And then you got TP2 there. Whoa. Ooh, that was a terrible C. There we go, there's a close. And then you get the retrace, and then you get the... And you get the demand. This is your risky one. And that's your safe one. Okay, let's screenshot that. All right, have a good day. Bye bye.